Hi, my name is Sarah Randall. I'm a 19-year-old college student, and as I'm getting ready to graduate in a few years and go into the workforce, the gender pay gap is an issue that could very well affect me, my life, and my future paychecks. So for millennia, women have been deemed lesser than men. In the past, they were not able to own land, go to school, work, vote, the list goes on. And while many of these injustices have been corrected today, there's still a very pressing issue, and that is the wage gap. So if you're a woman, you may know you're being affected by the wage gap, or you may not. The best thing you can do is educate yourself and educate others so the issue is known and help can happen and equality can happen. If you're not a woman, you can also educate yourself, and you can also use your privilege to help other women in your life, in your work, and just in general. So what is the wage gap? The Economic Policy Institute simply defines the gender pay gap as the fact that working women are paid less than working men. So on average, for every dollar a man makes, a woman is going to make 82 cents. Here is a representation of that. This is the dollar the man will make. This is the 82 cents the woman will make. And while 82 cents isn't too much of a difference from a dollar, it has taken a long time to get to this stage because unfortunately the wage gap has only decreased by half a cent each year. And before, women were making less than what a half of a man was making. So like I said, it's taken a long time to get to the 82 cents per dollar, and it will most likely take a long time to get dollar for dollar equality for all in that sense. So there are many speculations, many ideas as to why the wage gap exists. In a CQ research article by Roep, one of the ideas she pointed out was maybe that women were just choosing career fields that were paid less. The example of this was teachers. As you know, teachers are underpaid, and as you may also know, majority of teachers are female. So put together the low pay, put together the female dominated career, put them together, we have women, low pay, career choice. However, that doesn't really always work and always make sense. In the world of nursing, which is also a female dominated career, on average, a male RN will make $4,000 more annually than a female RN, even in the female dominated field. And again, they don't make the most money in the world, so those two don't correlate and they don't add up. And even further than that, in an anecdotal story from the same article, a woman describes how she was training her new coworker at her engineering company when he complained about his salary, and she later found out that his starting salary was her salary after 2 years of working with the company. And this happened in an engineering field that's male dominated, so there are still gender pay issues, and the wage gap is still prominent even in the male dominated fields. So all these examples just go to show that it's not the career choice, it is just the gender and the pay and the wage gap and the difference with that. So who's affected by the wage gap? Obviously women, but more so than just your average woman. The Equal Rights Advocates nonprofit website has a campaign called Equal Pay Today, started in 1974, and while they do focus on women and equal pay, they especially focus on women of color and women who come from low income households, families, jobs in general. As we know in society, there are definitely classes, and Black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, any person of color, and any person from low income are already oppressed. They are already looked over, discriminated against. So it doesn't help that they are still discriminated against even when they're working and trying to make money. So the equal rights advocates are especially advocating for them. However, they are also making it clear that not only do those women struggle, but also women who are pregnant, women who are giving childcare, women who are giving other people care. And here I have a little diagram of women and all the things they are supposed to do compared to men and all the things society tells them they are supposed to do. So women, they have children, cleaning, pregnancy, childcare, cooking, working, healthcare giver, caregiver, and they are just supposed to cover so many roles, while men are supposed to cover just one, which is providing for the family. And while that's not wrong, women are discriminated against because they have all these things they're supposed to do. They can't work as much, so they get paid less, which doesn't really make sense when you're giving them all these other jobs also. So those are the reasons why they are especially hit hard by this gender pay gap. But like I said, all women can be affected, even the average woman. It may just not affect them as much as it would someone under these circumstances. And finally, what does the future look like for the wage gap? So unfortunately, like I had mentioned before, it is really slow in closing and will most likely have to close itself. And that same article mentioned that it would probably take 208 years to completely close the wage gap, which is many lifetimes. I likely won't see it. And even though they're making efforts at the state and federal level trying to pass legislation and laws to help close this wage gap, it is simply not enough. They started in 1963 and have continued up until today, up until the Obama administration, and we're still at 82 cents for every dollar. So while the legislation is working hard, it's simply not enough. And overall, women getting paid less than men right now is a simple fact of life. It's something we can't really escape. Like I said, it will have to close itself. But like I also said, it's really important to educate yourself and educate others and just understand what's going on and what's happening so you can be in the loop politically, socially, and just know what's going on, try and change this, be educated. Thank you.